Hi, this is Tony, and we're back on the bench. And this evening, I wanted to do a special video on a specific topic about how to reassemble your bail assembly and reattach your bail springs on a Penn 704Z Spinfisher here. So this reel belongs to my buddy Dan, and I've been recently doing a series of videos on this particular reel of his, just because it's a good candidate for some of these topics. And so in this particular video, we're going to work on the bail assembly and reset the springs. Okay, so now this bail, it had a couple of different problems. First problem was it was radically bent, and I've got that topic in a separate video. All right, but another issue it had is that the line roller was seized completely. And so what I did is I hit that with some PB Blaster, penetrating oil, let it sink in for a little bit. Okay, and then I wrapped a towel around the roller and then put, a pair of needle nose on it and then just kind of slowly pried it off, okay? And then cleaned up this surface really well with some 4-0 steel wool, some more penetrating fluid and whatnot, cleaned out the inside of this line roller. There was some rust buildup down here at the base, and so that was creating an issue. But what we're going to do now is we're going to put this back, and so we're going to take some Penn Precision oil to this here. All right, and we're going to put our line roller back on like so, and that's spinning real nicely now. It's hard to see on camera, but it's rolling as it should. If your line roller's not working, that's a problem, and it's going to give you all kinds of issues. Okay, so we're going to put these pieces back on. We've got a lock nut that goes on the end here. That's a 1/4-inch lock nut, so you can use a nut driver if you got one for that. And just gently tighten it. You don't want to over tighten it, okay? Because you still need that line roller to spin around, okay? Which it's difficult to see, but it is rolling, okay? So that's just how you do that part, okay? But we've cleaned up our surfaces the best that we can. So now it comes time to doing the bail springs, okay? And this can be a tricky thing to do, okay? But what you want to do is you want to clean up this surface and this chamber in here the best that you can. You don't want any sand or grit in there. We've cleaned up this rotor the best that we can. Okay, obviously this is a reel with a lot of miles on it, but it's still functional. Okay, so your spring's going to go in there like that. Okay, and then we're going to start, okay, by getting this part of the bail lined up here, and you got to get, it's hard to see, but you got to get that hole lined up there just right. Okay, and then while you're doing that, get this screw into place like so. And this is kind of tricky to do, and so take your time doing it. If you have this reel and you have these problems, or sometimes the bail springs they snap and they break. Okay, so it's just something that you have to work at. Take that screwdriver and spin that up like so. Okay, don't over tighten it. Okay, and then we're going to come to this side. Okay, and it's the same drill here. This bail bumper is still in pretty decent shape. It's got some miles left on it, so we're just going to leave it alone. We're not going to mess with it. Okay, and you set that spring into position right there. Okay. And this can be hard too, but you just have to, once again, you take your time with it. And you got to get, you have to get that hole, that tiny little hole right there, okay, lined up, okay, with that part of the spring there, okay. Set that into position, and then gently roll it back like so. just enough so that you can get your screw turned a couple of threads in there. Sometimes it kind of wants to get loose on you a little bit. You just kind of have to keep working at it. There's a lot of tension on those springs, as you can see. Okay, so get some turns on that. Just take your time doing this. Okay. Okay. And there you have it. Okay. It's got a nice snap to it. And then, for good measure, what we're going to do, you can either take some multi-purpose lube to these spring seams right here, but in this case, I'm going to use the Penn Precision Oil and just do a bead of it along that crevice there and along there, and let that oil work its way down in there, okay? And then that's going to make for a really, really nice, smooth snap, okay, which is what you want, okay? So that's that part of the reel, and once again, I'm going to be doing the rest of the reassembly here in a separate video, okay? But I wanted to share that specific topic with everyone. So thanks again for watching. This is Tony with Back on the Bench. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please do subscribe. And make sure you hit the notification button. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to respond to those. We'll see you next time.